Have you ever wondered what inflation really is and why saving money seems to lose its value over time? Let's dive into the mystery together. Imagine you have a piggy bank full of dollar bills. You're saving up for something special, like a new bike or a family vacation. But after a year passes, you notice something odd. Your savings aren't as powerful as they used to be. Things that seemed affordable before are now more expensive. This is the effect of inflation. So what exactly is this mysterious force that makes our money shrink in value? And why does it happen? And here's the surprising part. Understanding inflation can actually help you make smarter decisions about your savings and investments. So let's unravel the truth behind this economic phenomenon. So what is inflation really? It's not just about prices going up. It's more like your money slowly losing its buying power. Think of your favorite candy bar. Right now it costs $1. But next year, it might cost $1.05. That small increase in price is actually a form of inflation. Let's break this down further. Imagine you have a jar full of quarters. Each quarter represents the value of money. Now, let's say each candy bar used to cost 2 quarters, but now it takes 2.1 quarters to buy the same candy bar. That extra 0.1 quarter isn't just sitting there. It's representing the fact that your money is losing some of its purchasing power. And here's the surprising part. Even if prices don't go up by much, inflation can still affect you. For example, if your salary stays the same but everything around you costs a little more each year, those extra pennies or dollars start to add up. So let's dive into how inflation affects your hard-earned savings. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine you have $100 in your piggy bank today. You're saving up for that new gadget you really want. But what if next year, the price of that gadget has gone up because inflation is eating away at its value? And here's the surprising part. Your $100 savings won't go as far tomorrow because it's actually losing purchasing power. If the inflation rate is 5%, your $100 saved today isn't going to buy you quite as much stuff next year compared to what it can buy today. Think of it like this. If you have a jar of jam, and each year the jam gets a little thinner due to evaporation, but you don't add any more jam, eventually, your jar won't be able to fill up that same number of cookies or toast slices as before. Inflation is similar. It's like the jam getting thinner over time. Now, why exactly does this happen? Well, inflation can come from many sources. A government printing too much money, which dilutes its value, increases in production costs for goods and services, or simply due to increased demand. Regardless of the reason, when prices go up, each dollar you have becomes worth less than it was before. So, if inflation is eating away at your savings, how can you protect them? One key strategy is to keep your money working for you by investing in assets that tend to grow faster than inflation, like stocks or real estate. Another way is by keeping some of your savings in interest-bearing accounts or bonds, which earn a little bit more each year. But remember, it's not just about saving. It's also about earning returns that outweigh the effects of inflation. That's why understanding what drives inflation and how to protect against its impact is so crucial for long-term financial health. So, you're wondering how inflation works and why it can make your savings vanish without a trace. Let's dive into what's really happening when prices start to rise. Imagine you're at a farmer's market. There are only so many apples in stock. Let's say 100 apples today. Now, if all the local townsfolk decide to come and buy those apples tomorrow, suddenly there are 200 people who want to buy 100 apples. What happens next? The prices go up because everyone is bidding for the same limited supply of apples. The same thing happens in a real economy when too much money chases after too few goods. Let's say the economy suddenly has more dollars floating around, maybe because the government prints new money or people start using credit cards more freely. Suddenly, there are more dollars, money, but still just as many goods, apples, making those apples or goods more valuable. And that's inflation in a nutshell. Too much money chasing not enough goods pushes up prices. It's like if you had $10 and could buy 10 oranges today, but tomorrow with the same $10, you can only afford to buy 8 oranges because everyone else wants those oranges too. Here's the surprising part. When inflation happens, your savings don't just stay the same. They actually lose value over time. Because each dollar is now worth less due to higher prices, what once bought a whole apple might now only get you half an apple. That's why it feels like your money doesn't go as far as it used to. Okay, So you've heard me talking a lot about inflation and how it eats away at your savings, but let's really bring this home with a simple example. Imagine you have $100 in your piggy bank. Now, if the inflation rate is 2% per year, what does that actually mean for your money? Let's break it down. If today, with your $100, you could buy a nice toy or get some ice cream and still have change left over, by next year, because of inflation, that same $100 will only be worth about 98 cents worth of those toys or ice creams. It's like if you had $100 to spend, but suddenly the store owner says it's now going to cost you $102 for the exact same stuff. And here's the surprising part. It's not just a one-off thing. This 2% inflation rate will continue year after year. So, by next year, your $100 might only buy what $98 could have bought this year. By the following year, that $98 might only get you about $96 worth of goods, and so on. Now, let's put it in perspective with something real. Imagine you saved up $500 for a rainy day. If inflation is at 2%, by the time you really need those funds, they will be worth less than 98% of what they are now. That means your $500 could only buy about $490 worth of goods in the future. This might not seem like much, but over a long period, even small inflation rates can erode your savings significantly. It's why people often try to invest their money or find ways to keep up with or beat inflation, because what you save today won't buy as much tomorrow without some help from investments. So, next time you see a 2% inflation rate, remember that it means the value of your money is ticking down by about 2 cents for every dollar. That's why keeping an eye on inflation and how it affects your savings is so crucial. So inflation is really about the value of your money shrinking over time. But don't worry, understanding this helps you make smarter financial decisions. Now that you know what's happening to your savings, why not learn more? Inflation isn't just a mysterious force. You can see it in action every day. By understanding how prices rise and how much of your hard-earned money is eaten away, you can start to protect yourself. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you save $100 every month for retirement. 10 years ago, that $100 could buy you a nice lunch with soda and fries. But today, the same $100 might only get you the soda and fries, while the meal has gone up to $20 extra. That's because inflation is eating away at your savings. It's like if every year your piggy bank magically loses a few coins without you realizing it. Now that you know this, you can start making smarter decisions. Maybe you'll decide to put more money into investments that offer returns higher than the rate of inflation. Or perhaps you'll choose to save in currencies or places where the value is more stable. Understanding inflation isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. Knowing what's happening to your savings gives you control over your financial future. So, if you'll never look at a plane the same way, you know what to do. Click that subscribe button below and stay ahead of market trends and economic changes.